Alberta, Canada.
All right.
You had said that one of your favorite opening scenes or scenes with the boys was where you were on the phone and you were talking to them in Night Shifter. What I wanted to know is, was anybody with you, like offside, talking to you and giving you back Dean's lines? And what do you feel about doing stuff with, dealing with things that aren't there? Like all the special effects.
You know, I love it, you know, because at the end of the day, you never profess to know anything, but it's always a learning curve and a new process. And so the genre of acting, and there's nothing really there for you, is great. Because, you know, it's just, it's another new added nuance that you don't normally get to get. You know, it's kind of like when I started off and I was on One Life to Live for a few years, right? And the hardest thing that I had staying on the soap opera was, and I didn't know how famous, you know, popular they were. And the hardest part I would have was, you know, I would do the scene and say, well, you know, what do you think? And I think I love you. And I'd just go, I think I love you. Whoa. And that's what you do, right? You walk up. And they would go, cut, Malik, what are you doing? And I'm like, the scene's over. And I'm like, no, the scene's not over. You stand there. And I go, what do you mean? There's nobody there. I'm going to stand there. And they said, no, you stand there, you just look. And so I go, oh, so I really love you. And so I was like, I really got to get out of here. But, you know, it also is the groundwork that also helps. So, you know, you can't dismiss any of it. And someone will read the lines, Jensen's lines and the guy's lines off camera for me, which was, you know, easy. So, you know, it's always great. You know, I think it's what's so great and dope about the show, Supernatural, is that it parallels life so much, because there's always things that you believe is not there and you can't see and feel, but you know it's right there. It's, you know, it's like, you know, the unprotected and the protected forces of the people who will really push it for you. You know, and it's like the family support and the people who love you. They don't, you know, no, they're in it. They're in it. They're in it for the long haul. You don't have to see them, you know, to know that you're supported. And so it parallels so much. So I love it.
Thank you. I'm Kathy, and I'm still from Baltimore.
I moved.
In Justin Bellow, when you and Dean were starting to make a connection, and we saw that you were looking at this as a life that was well lived by these two guys, if your character hadn't been killed off, a lot of the fans, have you ever heard of fan fiction? We start storylines on the what if.
Okay.
And it's always neat to get the actor who didn't get a chance to complete the whole cycle of what you would have liked to have done with the character. Had Lilith not killed you, would the character have probably left the FBI and joined the life? And if you were going to have, what could you imagine would be your car to drive around the country and fight the good fight?
I think the what if is easy for me too, because I thought about it. And my what if would be, I would have become a fugitive. And the FBI would have been after me as well.
But you know how to avoid them, because you know all their tricks.
Exactly. And it would be so much fun, because I think that many times I would just pick up random cars and drive
Always
around.
a hot car though, right?
Yeah, but you know what? I would be the character that takes the guy's car. And they come out and they're like, where's our car? And I'm just like, yeah, I'm going to catch up with you guys in the next city. You know?
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Hello. He didn't have a big part in Justin Bellow, but did you enjoy working with Peter DeLuise?
Yeah, he was a nice guy, you know, really, really nice guy. He was really, really cool. I dug him, you know, he's extremely professional, you know, and very, very cool. And a lot of people really love him. You know, it was just cool though. But yeah, he's a sweet guy. I dug him.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hi again.
Rose from Chicago.
Yes.
Three of my questions were taken. So my friend was a extra on the Biggie movie,
Yep.
and she had a great time. Was there anything that stood out, any scenes, anything filming the movie that just kind of stayed with you?
George Tillman and Wayne Barrow, who I had to play. You know, I've got really great friends that, you know, are hired in the music industry, and I say, you know, I don't know really how to play this guy. Period. I don't know how to play him. You know, who is he? And everybody said he's really nice. I was like, that doesn't help me. You know, it's like, you know, it's like, does he have a vice? Does he have problems? Is he neurotic? You know, all these different things. And I sincerely got the greatest answers, which really, really helped me figure out what I wanted to do in the scenes. And sometimes it wasn't, you know, sometimes as actors you want all the lines, but this cat was so steady, he really never even had to say things a million times. He was like that constantly around the set. You know, something be blowing up here, or, you know, we're going in $500,000 over budget on one day. It's like, I got it. Don't worry about it. It's cool. And it's like his voice never went up to an 8, you know. And so it was really impressive. And then George Tillman. George Tillman, a really phenomenal director. You know, didn't, you know, Men with Honor, just outstanding. The Barbershops, of course. But we've bumped into each other. It's so funny because I have a friend who lives in California, and they call him my twin. And he goes, "It's your twin?" And he goes, "Oh." And so George Tillman would see me and go, "I love you in the Temptations. Man, we got to work together." He goes, "Nah, you met my twin. That's Malik." And so when we finally got to sit down and hook up, it's just an honor to work with him because, you know, you really think like as if you're going out and starting the day and you're like, I don't know what I'm going to do, and then all of a sudden we transform these amazing scenes. And it was so detail-oriented, and so, you know, it was just a blessing. Yeah. So that's what stood out.
Great, thanks.
Hello, I'm Sarah